We've got this industrial turntable style wrapper for pallets, but this bottom corner right here is rubbing on the radius of that piece there. It just gets wedged down in there. It's about a 3.5 inch drop. We're gonna make it sit nice and flush so the forklifts can get on there flat and flush. So you're probably thinking, why does this machine need a flush ramp? Why can't you just use a forklift? And you can set pallets up there with a forklift. However, you cannot get a pallet jack on there without this ramp. And so someone else created this ramp, but simply gave up on the project, and here I am modifying it. These sophisticated high-tech pallet wrapping machines are absolutely incredible. They can go for up to $15,000. But not only do they shrink wrap pallets of any size and shape, but they turn them at a high speed. You can adjust the speed. It also has a scale. Lots of features here. But the ramp to the turntable is built into the concrete. An electric pallet jack cannot properly load. Got it upside down right now, trying to figure out why it's not going in flat. Now we're going to take my angle grinder, face shield, and open up this radius a little bit more right there so that it fits on the radius of the turntable. So you can see the scratch marks right there on the radius blue part and the scratch marks right there. So that means this piece over here, right where you see the Sharpie marks, I gotta grind that out a little bit more, open it up some more. And then this bottom radius right there, gonna open that up to match the radius on the bottom right there.
A few moments later. A few minutes later. A few inches later. 12 seconds later. 3 days later. Three weeks later. Six and a half hours later.
There's still potential. Still potential. Maybe not. No, let's go ahead and switch over to a new one. I get all my grinding discs from Benchmark Abrasives. They last a really long time and they are extremely effective. Cutting discs, grinding discs, flapper discs. Definitely recommend the spanner wrench. So I gotta make some more adjustments to this. The Sharpie is approximately what I'm taking off. That radius has gotta come off. I'm gonna open it up so it sits nice and flat. I got my cutting torch and this old school acetylene and oxygen. So I took my hammer drill thinking, oh yeah, I'll just chisel out the corner. Well, after I get the concrete out, I realize it's a piece of rebar. And so my angle grinder won't fit in there. And the die grinder is a little bit too much for the rebar, so I'm gonna take my cutting torch. But got your 3.5 inches. So you see the rebar prevents it from sitting flat. So I gotta cut that. Whoever did the concrete didn't verify. But I mean, most concrete guys don't carry cutting torches with them anyway, so we're gonna get that taken care of. Been getting a lot of use out of this cutting torch setup today. Pretty happy with it. It's a lot faster than grinding. This huge radius for the automatic shrink wrap machine, I had to fix someone else's mistake and take about 1 inch and make it wider. So that's just a fraction of all of the pieces I had to take out. Now I'm gonna clean it up with the grinder and go put it back in. Finally got the last set done. It is after 10 o'clock on a Saturday night and we got these things level. Now I did not build these, but I did modify them so they sit flat. See how it's tight on that corner? And then the concrete opens up. See the gap on the left there? There's actually a decent sized gap. And then it's tight again on the left corner. So once again, the concrete is not straight. So as a welder and fabricator, you always have to keep that in mind. The concrete is never square, straight, and level. Thanks for watching. All right, so let's get into why do pallet jacks need this ramp. Number 1, ease of loading. The ramp allows for easier loading of pallets onto the machine. Without this ramp, it would be difficult to lift heavy pallets onto the machine, which could lead to injury or damage. Number 2, height adjustment. Many shrink wrapping machines have a special height for pallet to be wrapped effectively. This ramp helps align the pallet with the machine's entry point, ensuring that the wrapping operation can occur at the correct height. Number 3, smooth transition. You don't want any bumps. It's got to be completely flush. So this ramp provides a smooth transition for the pallets from the ground floor level to the machine, which minimizes the risk of damaging the product or the pallet during the loading process. Number 4, safety. Using a ramp can enhance safety for operators by providing a stable and controlled way to load pallets. It reduces the chance of slips or falls that can occur when manually lifting or pushing heavy pallets. Number 5, efficiency. With a ramp, the process of loading and unloading pallets becomes more efficient, speeding up the overall workflow and reducing downtime in packaging operations. Overall, this ramp is an important feature that facilitates the operation of pallet shrink wrapping machines, contributing to efficiency, safety, ease of use. And it'll be completely flat and flush, and not only will the forklift be able to load it, but also the pallet jack, which is the main reason for these ramps.